Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Don't mind my little reusable cotton pads in the background there. They're just drying on my radiator. And this is my only semi-okay spot to film in my uni room, so excuse. But I hope you're all self-isolating well and you're not getting too bored just yet. Like, honestly, it's killing me inside, but I'm trying to remain positive, trying to stay productive. I'm doing lots of like productive vlogs that are going to be going up on my vlog channel if you guys want to see that. So I'll leave a link to my vlog channel down below. It's just Charlotte Emily Vlogs. But today I thought I would chat about my third year at university. Sadly and very quickly come to an end for me. I am not going to any more lectures. I'm assuming this is going to be the case for the next couple of months, so it probably will be until the end of my uni experience, which at first I was excited about because I didn't want to go to lectures because I have so much work to do outside of lectures that it was preventing me from like progressing with my dis. But now it's actually happened, I'm like, shit, I'm never going to go into uni again, I'm never going to have a lecture, and it's really quite sad that my uni experience has had to end like this, but I can't really do much about it. It's a world crisis and we've just got to keep being as positive as possible and moving on, I guess. So yeah, I just thought I would do my little third year Q&A, which I planned on doing in May after my exams, but here it is. I literally asked you guys on Instagram, which you can follow me on at Charlotte Emily Price. You can go follow me over there if you want to get involved in future Q&As or just seeing all of my fashion content, because most of that's over there, and my daily chats on my stories. But yeah, I asked on my Instagram anything you guys want to know about my third year. First question is, have you had burnout this year? If so, how did you deal with it and reset afterwards? PS, love you. I love you too. So, sorry, I'm fiddling with this. I'm just going to drink and then put it down. Burnout. I think everyone suffers with burnout at least once in every schooling year, especially when you get to like sixth form university, because everything is so much more challenging. As you grow into an adult, you'll realise there are a lot more problems in life than just like school and academics. So you have to balance that alongside all of your like uni work and everything. So yeah, definitely burnout is a thing. It exists, and I'd say 99.9% of people do suffer with it at least once every single year. And I can't really pinpoint when I've had it, like as such, like I can't think of a specific date or month, but I've definitely had it where I have felt so unmotivated, sort of at the minute now, but I think this is all because of the coronavirus and everything. But I definitely have suffered with it where I feel like I can't do any work. I've just worked too much that I feel completely exhausted, and I've lied in bed for so long and had naps during the day because I've been so exhausted from doing so much work. But I definitely say recovering from it. I think you need your rest. If you've burnt yourself out, you're going to need that rest. And to avoid burnout, I'd say, although it's sort of almost inevitable, I'd say just make sure you're setting yourself smaller goals. Even if there are a few goals and they're smaller, then you're more likely to exceed them, which I've been saying a lot recently about the whole dissertation situation. I've just been setting small goals to do 200 words daily, which is a really small amount of words if you think about it, and most of the days I'm exceeding that goal and hitting it above, and it's making me feel a lot better. So if you set your goals small and stop like writing, I'm going to do 1,000 words of this day, then I'm going to do 700 flashcards, and I'm going to do all of my washing and tidy my entire house. Like, if you put all of that on you, there's so much pressure to do that in the day, you're more likely to procrastinate and not get on with anything from your list. So yeah, if you set small tasks, maybe set them on the Sunday evening or Monday morning, set out your whole weekly plan, like what do you want to achieve, what you want to achieve in the week, and just like slowly split it up over the days that you've got, and like depending on what you're doing in the week, if you're meeting up with some friends, like leave that day free and then put a little bit more work on some of the days where you're at home more. Hopefully that helps. That's my advice anyway, and that's what worked for me. How did you choose your dissertation topic? So at the beginning of the year, well, I think it was about November time when we started discussing dissertation stuff, and my lecturers sort of threw out all the different topics that we could cover on our dissertation, and it pretty much covered everything we've covered in our course. So forensic anthropology, like the study of bones and like human remains after death. There's been like entomology, like studying insects and how they link to death, fire and explosives, hardcore chemistry stuff, drugs and toxicology, DNA, trace evidence, fibers, coloured inks, document analysis, literally so many different topics that we could have covered. And obviously all of our different lecturers are specialists in something, one or the other along the way, or have really good knowledge on certain topics. So although I had a lot to choose from that are forensics based, I know that I wasn't going to enjoy a lab based dissertation, and because I'm doing a science, we have to write our dissertations like studies. So we have like an introduction. I'll talk about this a lot more when I do my dissertation video after I get my grade back. I haven't submitted it yet, but when all that goes through, I will have a dissertation video up in the next couple of months. But we have like an introduction, a method section, a results, a discussion and a conclusion, along with all of the other stuff like appendices, references, abstract, contents page. But yeah, so ours is set out a lot differently to some dissertations that are literature based, where you just have a few chapters and you choose what you want. Like, this is sort of more of an experimental study, and I didn't want to do something where I was going to be in the labs for a lot of hours, because I am a busy person and I know it was going to take up a lot of my time, and if I was in the labs constantly, I knew it would be really detrimental to my mental health, because I wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway, let alone the amount of time I'd have been there. So I just thought that was going to be really hard for me, and I do just prefer writing rather than like practicals. So I opted for like a literature based science dissertation, if that makes sense. So I have my title of my dissertation, I'll get it up. The title that I went for is Gender Discrimination and the Impact of Female Inequality Within the Forensic Science Industry. So I'm looking at sort of like the public understanding of forensic science and how it impacts gender, whether that's the gender pay gap, job advertisements, recruitment process, the gender of authors and different wording that different companies use and organisations. So yeah, I chose my dissertation because I knew that topic was gonna intrigue me. I knew I was gonna wanna angry write about gender inequality. I'm a feminist, so I'm obviously going to be very passionate towards this subject. And yeah, I just wanted to investigate it to see how bad the gender inequality was in the forensic science industry, and I just thought it would be a fun topic to look into. So I've based my experiment on that, and I've done that through online surveys and through my own sort of data collection, rather than like pouring things into tubes, which you'd probably assume from my course. So next question is the year quite sad knowing it's your last time to properly take in everything? Yes, I think it was generally really sad anyway, because it's my last year at uni. Uni has honestly changed my life for the better. I've become such a better, well-rounded individual, if I do say so myself, because of university, and the fact that it was ending anyway was really sad. And now the whole coronavirus thing has made it even sadder. Sadder's not a word. It's made me less happy, because I wanted to enjoy like the end of this year, and I won't probably be able to celebrate, go out with my friends after we finish. Yeah, so it is going to be very sad, but I guess everything will just be postponed, and hopefully we'll just be able to celebrate and do all the things we wanted to after. Just sucks a bit. Like, I don't even know what's going on with exams yet. I'm sure I'll let you guys know on my vlogs. Any tips for writing a dissertation? Do the uni tell you how to write one? So the uni have only given us sort of like guidelines and tips. They've never really like gone into too much detail about how to write one, which is obviously why everyone stresses and gets very stuck. But they did run us through like what each section should include and sort of give us the key advice, which I guess is just all we need, because we are, you know, adults, and the whole point of a dissertation is to research and sort everything out yourself. So yeah, I do understand why they've only given us like key elements of each section, and we have to like go away and just see what we produce, if you know what I mean. For me, my top tips would definitely be, like I said, set yourself a small goal and then you're more likely to exceed it. Start as early as you physically can, because you will thank yourself so much in the long run. I started my dissertation ages ago, way before a lot of people did, and it's made me so much less stressed because I've just done bits of work over a long period of time, and it's felt like, obviously I know, like my blood, sweat and tears have gone into it, I know, but it hasn't felt so like stressful and negative. Like, I've really enjoyed writing my dissertation, and I'm glad that I started it early. So yeah, I just say start as early as possible and spread it all out so you don't get too stressed and cram everything in and then you submit a shitty piece of work. How to balance the workload of a dissertation and potentially other assignments too. So yeah, this was another one of my worries, because I've had coursework and other stuff going on alongside, like, so I've had deadlines from my like YouTube and blog stuff, which I know isn't essential for everyone, but I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have part-time jobs that you're doing alongside your degree. So essentially that is my part-time job, but with like really strict deadlines. So I've had that, coursework, and my dissertation. So everything's been crazy, but I've just made sure that I've balanced and planned my time well, making sure that I try to eat regular meals, which I am struggling with because I just genuinely don't find the time to eat sometimes, and because I'm just going crazy and then I eat at weird times and yeah, it's a bit stupid, but I'm sure I'll figure that out at some point. But I've always been like that. If I get really stressed and like crazy, I always forget to eat, like not because I don't want to, like I'm starving. I like suddenly slow down, sit for a second and then go, fuck, I haven't eaten today, I'm starving. Like it happens pretty much every day. But I definitely say for balance, just make sure you're planning your time well. Don't overcrowd yourself with shit tons of work, otherwise you're not going to do it and you're going to procrastinate and it's going to keep going to the next day, the next day, and the next day. Make sure you plan in. I think plan in first what you want to do with your week socially. So when are you going to see your friends? Are you going to go meet your family? Are you going to FaceTime your boyfriend? Like plan in all of the good stuff first and then fit in all of the other work around it. And try to treat uni like a 9 to 5 if you can. I know a lot of my lecturers say that. I don't do that personally, but if you can try with that mindset, it might get you into doing a little bit more work than you probably usually would. So yeah, that's probably how I balance it. I just literally live by planners and list making, so that works for me and hopefully it will go for you, some of you as well. Advice about when you start planning and writing your diss and best tips for writing. So yeah, I definitely say plan your dissertation before you go like straight full force, but I think as soon as you can, start writing your introduction. My lecturers actually, my supervisor actually came up with a really good tip after I'd written my introduction, and she said you should probably start with your method section first because you know exactly what you're going to do if you're doing a science-based or like an experimental-based dissertation. Start with your method section because you have proposed an idea, you know what you're going to do, so you can write exactly how you're going to do it, how you're going to collect the data, analyze it, what software you're using, what statistics you want to try and get from this, and all the materials you're using, the procedure. Literally all the details in the method section you should do first because you know what you're doing. Then go to your results when you receive them, discuss your results, and then go back to the introduction because sometimes it's a lot easier once you've got the rest of the piece. But for me, I work chronologically, so that didn't really sit well with me, but I know that it probably would have helped if I could do that in my brain, if you know what I mean. So if you can, start with your method section if you're doing experimental, go from there and then return back to the introduction at the end. But yeah, definitely plan out your paragraphs, like get your references first. I got all of my references or near to all of my references first, and then I could work off them and like copy and paste chunks out, obviously not copy and paste because that's plagiarism, but like copy and paste chunks out that I wanted to touch on, and then I could obviously put it into my own words and like bring them all together to make like a really cohesive, hopefully, piece. One thing you wish you'd been told about your dissertation that you hadn't been? Oh, this is a good question. I think this is kind of like a backhanded answer, but I wish that someone had told me it's actually fine, like you're going to be okay. Because when I first started third year, I had so much anxiety about my dissertation, and because everyone makes it out to be like this crazy thing, which it is, like it's obviously the biggest piece of work you're probably going to submit at this time in your life, and it's like double credit, so it's a lot more towards your degree. But I think a lot of people stressed me out, and I felt so uneasy and really anxious about like starting it all and like the build up towards it. So I think if I could, I would tell myself it's gonna be okay. Like as long as you plan your time wisely and you start early, you're gonna be absolutely fine. Are you worried about post-grad job opportunities now that COVID-19 has fucked everything? Absolutely. I literally just made a TikTok because I am 12 years old about how I can't wait for the huge recession and for me not to have any job opportunities and I won't be able to graduate, so can't wait. What is the biggest difference between first and third year? I have no energy. I feel like I've aged about 20 years since first year. There's no going back. Like my back is in agony constantly, so I think I've definitely gained like at least 20 years. I have no motivation to like leave the house most of the time. Obviously I can't now because of self-isolation, but I would always want to go out and do stuff in first year, and I wish I still had that mentality and like to just go out and out and out, but I think it's because nothing counted and I just felt a little bit more stress-free and I was new to the place and I was just like excited about exploring. But I think now that I've like settled in Lincoln, I've just not done as much stuff and I've been way too busy with work, like doing uni work. So yeah, I think the biggest difference is the amount of work you get, and like it hits you really hard in third year, and I've basically barely found any time to like go out and do things that I did in first year, like going out to clubs and to the pub with my friend to do a pub quiz. Like I just don't have the time for it or the energy. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess. What's your favourite part about third year? I think it's my dissertation, which I know comes as quite a surprise. I think I said this on the podcast. basically, I think my dissertation is one, the most proud I've ever been of a piece of work ever, so I'm gonna be so gutted if I do shit in it. And two, like, I've thoroughly enjoyed it because I picked a topic I liked, and I think that's so important when you're doing your dissertation. Don't pick something that you're gonna regret. Like, if you know the idea that you have is a bit shit and you know that you're not going to enjoy it, I don't know why you'd pick it. I think you have to just find something that you're passionate about, because then you're going to just find it easier. And yeah, that's been my favourite part about third year, my dissertation. Who'd have thought? What do you wish you knew as a second year going into third year? Prepare, bitch. Prepare for the downfall. Prepare for no energy. Prepare for shit tons of assignments, plus your dissertation, plus loads of work, like just everything. I'd just say just prepare and enjoy summer. Like, enjoy summer to the max if you're a second year. Like, enjoy your time. And if you could change one thing about your whole uni experience, what would it be? Ooh, I think I wish I'd have started musical theatre in first year. I wish I'd have done that and then had the whole of first year doing musical theatre and then focus back on my degree in second and third, because I started musical theatre in second year and it was a lot on top of all of my YouTube stuff and my uni work, whereas I think in first year I'd have been able to fit a lot more time in. And it obviously, like, first year doesn't essentially count, and I took it way too seriously. Like, I was like, I need to get first in everything, like, just being a crazy bitch, because I was like that at sixth form as well. So I feel like I wish I'd have started like a society in first year and carried it on, just at least for first year, maybe into second if I was like keeping up with it and I could balance it. So yeah, I guess that's my one regret, but I knew I couldn't handle it in second year, and definitely for sure I wouldn't have been able to handle it in third year with my degree. What's a diss actually like? Just made out to be so hard and I'm terrified. No, please don't. That's literally what I said. That's something I wish I could tell myself. Like, please don't worry about your dissertation. I know it's like easier said than done when you don't know anything about it, but hopefully when I release my dissertation vid in the next couple of months, it will make a lot of people's minds at ease. That's all I want to do, because I was so worried and everyone online was also making me panic about my diss, but it's absolutely fine. You've got this. How are you splitting your diss writing up and organising your time with it? So I think at the minute all of my time is revolving around my dissertation because the deadline's so close. So when I say about planning my week, planning my day, I fit around all the other errands, housework, YouTube work, everything that I have to do around the dissertation stuff, because that is the priority at the minute. Like, I'm paying for this degree, so I need to make sure that's at the top of my priority list and then focus on the rest, which I don't always do. I'm not gonna lie, I do procrastinate and I'm like, oh, I can't be arsed, like, oh, because it takes a while to get into the flow. But when I'm in the zone, like I was this morning, I was literally like so yeah, I'd say just make sure dis is the priority over everything. Obviously not over your health and like mental well-being, but make sure it's the top of the priority above like other things in your life. When studying from your room and having distractions, how do you focus and stay motivated? Try and put your phone in a different room or on charge or just away from the space that you're working in. If you have a desk, go to your desk, your kitchen table, your living room, just somewhere that's not your room if you can. I'm guilty of staying in bed writing and I know it's so bad. So this morning I moved over to my desk, and because I've got like a lot of light coming in, it was keeping me like awake, focused, motivated. So I definitely recommend doing that. And just, yeah, my phone's my biggest distraction. TV might be your biggest distraction. So make sure you're away from a room that has a TV in or something that can distract you. Hopefully that helps. I find it really hard to work from home now. It used to be my dream when I was at sixth form because I didn't like sixth form and I preferred being in the like quiet serenity of my own home when no one was in, everyone was out working, I was on my own. But now I way prefer going to a coffee shop and having a tiny bit of background noise and not having like the distractions that I have at home. So it's really difficult self-isolating, you know, when you're so used to like being out and working. So yeah, I feel you, but yeah, if you can, just get rid of the distractions from the room, get your parents, family to hide your shit, like that's what I'd do. Okay, so that is all the questions. I really hope this has given you a little bit of an insight into my third year at uni. I'm gonna do like a whole uni experience summary video too. Look out for that. I hope you've been enjoying the content. Lots of like uni and fashion and stuff coming up very soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe down below if you're new. Check out my Instagram and my vlog channel if you want to see more of me. And I will see you very soon for another video. Bye.